All right, folks, here we go. We're getting ready to kick off. University of Kentucky, University of Alabama. Cats rocking the blue jersey, black shorts. It's a new look for us today. Going deep. Joe Keogh playing in at 13 today. Takes the ball up. Cats set up. Probably going to hit a crash here. The freshman, Shelton's taking it up. Getting his first start of his young college career here at the University of Kentucky. Jack Phillips looking to take an exit. Puts it down the middle of the field. Chases on. Alabama players run into each other. Holding Hahn, per usual, making a big hit. And I believe we've got Cats offsides, it looks like. Call was Cats offsides. That is unfortunate for the Cats. So Alabama will have a chance to take the ball. Looks like about at the 22-meter line. They'll have a chance to put some pressure on the Cats early in this game. We'll see how the Cats handle it. Oh no, I'm completely mistaken. Cats ball. Cats ball. It's almost as if I've never done this before. All right, here we go. We got John Dardis, the sophomore, looking to put the ball out of bounds. And he has shorted it. Alabama's going to have an attack here. Chases on. John Hall, playing winger today, comes in, makes a very nice tackle. And Alabama's going to get their first chance to put together an attack. They've got a pod set up here. Just straight into Holden Hahn, straight into the Cats defense. That's not going to be a good move for them as the game goes on. But we're hitting up for phase 2. Out to the 10. 10's looking to get it to the 5. Once again, another nice tackle. Who is that? Gage Curry, the sophomore 8-man, coming up. Alabama's moving it wide. John Dardis getting ridden down, but we got him down. Once again, they've got the pod set up. They're going to be a long day if Alabama tries to do that. Brendan Lynn with the steal. Blardo with the big hit. Lynn gets the steal. He's a crafty player. He makes a lot of plays all over the field. Cats are set up. They'll most likely go into the power offense right here as they look to put it over the line. Holden Hahn takes it. Cats need to be patient. Sometimes they get a little frantic here. Blaine Donlin needs to get a little better body position. He's standing up high. But we've got Alabama penalty. The crafty little 9, Andrew Weeks, quick taps it and gets it across the line. Andrew Weeks doing what he does best, which is being a snarky, crafty little 9 who likes to play it quick, likes to catch guys off guard, and he does it as well as anybody in the game. So Cats take an early lead, 5-0. Phillips pretty much right in front of the posts, which should be a layup for him. For those of you that know, Jack Phillips had a phenomenal year last year, was a college All-American, team captain, one of the MVPs of the season, just put together a phenomenal performance, and his kicking had been lights out, and this is pretty much a layup for him. He's 20 meters out, almost right in front of the post, just milking the clock here on this hot day. Boys, it's hot out here. It's give or take 92 up here in Alabama. It is a smoke show. Here we go. Phillips lines up, takes his breath, takes a look at the ball, and announcer's curse. He misses it. That's the way it goes sometimes, folks. Talk a man up a little much, and he humbles you. But that's all right. Phillips still lights out player, lights out kicker. Just getting some early jitters out of the system. So Cats up 5-0 early. Alabama will set themselves up. Last time they kicked it reasonably deep to Joe Keogh. Joe Keogh filling in for his brother today at the 13th spot. Grabbed it, snatched it up. Cats put up a good platform, and off to the races they went. And it will be a repeat. Right to Keogh. Little contest in the air. Oh, and he knocks it on. Little contest, he knocks it on. Alabama has a chance to get the ball. They get it out to the 10. They're looking to move it wide to test the Cats' back line, see what they got. Holden Hahn doing what he does best, making a play. And I'm going to guess Cats were offsides would be my assumption. So we got the first scrum down of the game. The Cats have been pretty dominant in their scrums throughout the season so far, but Alabama's got a big pack. I would be interested to see how this goes. I don't know how talented Alabama is, but they are definitely big. And the Cats are missing a couple starters today in the pack, so we'll see what Alabama has to offer in the first scrum down. Can the Cats push them over, as they have done so many this season, or will Alabama give themselves a nice little platform here to move from? Let's see what we've got. Little wonky, but Alabama gets it out clean, and the 10 knocks it. That's unfortunate. Kind of a tough pass for the 9, a little bit low right at the knees, and a little hot, humid day out here. Just slipped right out of his hands. So it should be Cat scrum. Luke Keogh's out of the game today, so big brother Joe's going to step in, and let's see if he can be a handful, as he's been at wing pretty much for the last 2 seasons. Here we go. Weeks puts the ball in. Alabama gives a nice push. 8-man pick. Gage Curry takes a nice ball, gives it out to Phillips. Nice tackle. Cats ruck over. Got a nice little platform here. Weeks tries to take it up. That's always risky, but he's got good support. Should be a quick ball right here. And the Cats decide to slow it down. Cats are slowing it down. The 8-man Gage Curry takes it up. Cats pile in. They've got a little overload here on the weak side if they can do something with it. Don't go out of bounds. Don't go out of bounds. Oh, unfortunate. Unfortunate. John Hall knew he was in a bad spot. Tried to bail himself out, but just unfortunately did not have the body mass to fight off the Alabama defense right there. They had the overload, just couldn't quite connect the passes, and that's something obviously we always got to work on, is make sure we connect the passes when we've got those overloads and take advantage of it. Try to get those tries every opportunity we can. So we've got line out right here. Alabama's got the big 1-6. That seems to be their main guy. They set him up right here in the middle, and let's see if the Cats can do anything to defend him. Ball's out. It's on the deck. Holden Hahn coming up, making a big tackle. Cats should have a great platform here to get a poach or a steal. Oh, just missed it. Gage Curry just misses it. Makes a big tackle. He's up. Looks like he took a little tweak to the shoulder, probably a stinger. See how he is. He's wobbling. That doesn't look good. Cats are going to move it around the back. Dom Roslin stepping in at fullback today. Makes a break. Gives a nice pass to Joe Keogh. Joe Keogh on the edge there, looking to make a play. Risky pass, but Matt Verdes makes the grab. Cats set up. They've got a great platform here if they can play it quick. Ball shoots out. Jack Phillips has it. He's moving it out to the big prop. Donlin takes it up. Cats have an overload here if they can move it quick. Dom Roslin with a nice step. Goes down. Cats are squared away here. Should be a crash or two. And then out to the backs where they've got a nice little overload set up. Donlin takes it in. We've got a penalty back here. Offsides by Alabama. Cats will most likely go for penalty kick, line out, and then they'll probably attempt to try to maul this thing in. Gage Curry's trying to check that shoulder to see how he feels. He looks like he's good. It might have just been a stinger. Been there many times. You get that. You kind of lose numbness. Your fingers go numb a little bit and you're not sure where you stand. And you ask yourself that question. Is it a stinger or is it something more? But looks like Curry's going to continue to stay in, test that shoulder, see how he feels. So we've got the Cats line out right here. This should be a maul. Let's see what they do. Can we execute the throw? Can we execute the catch? Keep ourselves in line. Lynn goes up, gets it. Oh, they take it down. That's unfortunate. But ref says play on. Dardis up the middle. Oh, Dardis put Keogh in a tough spot there. Passed a little bit late. That's a tough pass for Keogh to make. Cats need to be a little bit smoother on their decision making there. It was sort of an afterthought to make that pass. So we square ourselves back here. The last scrum, Alabama did a really good job, but this would be a great spot for the Cats if they can make a big push, try to get a penalty or a turnover here on a big push. So let's see if the Cats play it safe or if they try to go big and try for the pushover. Alabama's got a nice attacking platform here. They got 2 on one side, 3 on the other, making the Cats guess. They could always take a little 9 around the edge. Let's see what they do. Put it in. Looks like they're going right. 10's going to exit. Doesn't get it out of bounds, but a beautiful kick. Fullback Dom Rosin's back, chasing it. Is he going to kick it or is he going to attack? It looks like he's going to go for a kick. It's tipped. Alabama's got the ball, and they're on the move. Cats are a little disheveled right now as to positioning, so they need to get flat, get squared away. Alabama's trying to play it quick and take advantage of it. The 10 is very indecisive. Goes for the pass, decides not to, kicks it, and the ball is just chaos. So a lot of chaos right there on both sides. But Sir says play on. Sir says play on. So let's see if the Cats can build some structure here, get flat, get disciplined, press them back, and try to get a turnover here. So right off the gate, Alabama takes it up on a crash. Cats have their platform set up on defense now. If they press a handful of times, they should be in good shape. A little back shoulder ball by Alabama, followed by a knock-on. So a fair amount of chaos. The Cats do a reasonable job keeping their structure, and in the end, force Alabama to run a couple plays, and Alabama turns it over. So we've got Cats scrum, probably about 30 meters out. The back line's a little off today as we've got a 13 and a 15 kind of playing out of position a little bit. So we've not been as smooth as we would expect the Cats to be. So we'll see if they can't clean that up and build some continuity as the game goes on. Weeks is kind of under pressure here. Phillips gets it out. Phillips to Dardis. Dardis to Keogh. Oh, great line by Keogh, but just slightly forward by Dardis. That was a hairpin away from being a beautiful little play. So once again, the continuity, you can just tell, is just not quite there. His older brother, Joe Keogh, steps in at 13 and fills in for younger brother, Luke. And we try to get that timing down. Sometimes on those timing plays, it can be just off by the slightest little bit, and we get what we got here. So Alabama's got a scrum center, one of the most deadly platforms in all of rugby. They've got 3 on the left, 1 on the right, sort of an interesting dynamic. So we'll see if the 9 or the 8 try to pick it around the backside here. But they got Holden Hahn on that backside. I wouldn't want to run into him. They do try to go for it. Gage Curry's on it, but they get loose. They get loose. The Cats' dynamic was a little bit off. It looked to me like Holden Hahn got kind of sucked in. Gage Curry made a play, and maybe the Cats' 9, Andrew Weeks. Hard to see exactly what happened. Might have been out of position. Either way, Alabama scrambles down the field. They're on the 2-meter line trying to power it in. So we'll see if the Cats' defense can hold or if Alabama's able to push them over. Bama's working it, trying to run the phases. Will they be able to execute, or will we have potentially a knock-on or a penalty in from the side on the ruck? High priority area for this. Will the Cats stay disciplined, stay on sides, not get themselves a penalty, and try to force that turnover, or potentially a held up? Held up's a big play right here if we can get that. Alabama's moving it. Fortunately, they're moving it away from the posts. If they do manage to get it across the line, it'll make for a much more challenging kick. So let's see if Alabama continues to go. Oh, they put it in. They put it over. So that deadly scrum center, Kentucky defense seems to be slightly off a little bit. Alabama 9 makes an incredible play, darts it down the field, gets it in, ties the game 5-5. About 15 minutes in. And that is why scrum center is the deadliest platform in all of rugby. We'll see if the Alabama kicker can put this over the line. So we've got basically the first SEC conference game, Kentucky, Alabama. Last year, Alabama was a handful for Kentucky. They came up there, pushed them for about 65 minutes before the Cats were finally able to pull out in the lead. And then the Cats played them in the playoffs, and Cats kind of had their act together and were a little bit stronger. And looks like he missed it. So 5-5, Kentucky, Alabama, about 15 minutes in. Kentucky's controlled the game, but one little mental lapse, and Alabama was able to take advantage and tie the score. So we'll see what we've got here as the Cats look to kick off to Alabama. Sir says water break. As I said, it's about 92, give or take, degrees down here. It's a very warm day, so we've agreed to have a handful of water breaks, make sure we keep the players fresh, keep them lined up. So as I was saying, last year, in UK's run for the national championship, I thought probably the two toughest games that we had as UK, Alabama in the regular season, really challenged us for about 65, 70 minutes, and then we pulled away. And then North Carolina State as well, about 60 minutes, really challenged us. So we weren't really sure what to expect out of Alabama coming down here. They gave us a heck of a game last year. They've got a great program. They've got a great coach. So we were expecting them to be a challenge. And, 15 minutes in, 5-5. Cats have controlled the game, but have made a lot of silly errors. Alabama gets one chance and they score. So it could be one of those games in which we've got to keep Alabama from getting opportunities, not putting in a chance to be successful. And if we do, clearly they can score in an instant if and when they're given that opportunity. So we've got to be very disciplined with our structure and our game plan here. So we got water breaks out. Cats getting ready for kickoff. Holden Hahn, number 7, obviously is always a menace on kickoffs. He does a really phenomenal job tracing down, trying to make a play. And we'll see if that stretch continues. Phillips puts it up. Beautiful kick. Holden Hahn's charging down. Taps it back. Kentucky does not do a great job. Release foul, but B. Lynn catches it. And Cats are in the 22, trying to make a play here. Got a platform set. The freshman Shelton looks like he's going to take it up. Runs a little high, but we get positive meters. Weeks needs to play it quick. Oh, he goes to the back. They had an overload on the open side, but they decided to go to the back side. Still have a bit of an overload over there. They can play quick. Big man Blardo coming in. He is a handful, boys. He's 6'4", 250 is a lock. He is a big human, and it looked like he reminded Alabama just how big he is as the seas parted when he caught that ball. If the Cats can do that, it's going to be an impressive showing today. As I said, they have controlled the offense. They've just, made a couple silly errors. The timing's a little bit off in the back line as Joe Keough steps into that 13 spot. But I would anticipate that as the game continues on, the Cats will get their flow, get their situation squared away, and we'll be off in a good spot. So, Phillips getting ready for a kick. After I hyped him up so much last time, he pulled it just a little bit. He's got a little bit harder angle this time. Let's see if he can lock it up. Squares himself away, shrugs his shoulder, takes the breath, takes the look, takes his second look, approaches, and he's off. He's off again, just a little bit. Kicks off just slightly today. So last two kickoffs have been relatively deep, right to Joe Keough. He's done a pretty good job catching the ball in the air, under pressure, taking it up. Let's see if he can continue that streak and give the Cats a good platform either to attack or potentially for Phillips to use his foot, put the ball deep, pin Alabama back. Here we go. Kick is up, and it's to Holden Hahn. He is a handful, but they are on him immediately. He's down. Shelton sliding right into that spot as a freshman, taking those crashes, has no problem with it. He is a confident human, which we love to see here at University of Kentucky. Looks like they're going to shoot it back to Phillips. He's going to put the boot to it. No! Phillips says, let's have a go. Let's have a go. He gets it out to Lynn. Lynn gets loose. He's been known to get loose. He's just a scrappy one. He is scrappy. He's hard to get down. He's deceptively hard to get down. Cats have reset up the platform. Phillips looks to put the boot to it this time. He does. It's high, it's deep. Fullback's chasing after it, takes a bounce. He's got room. Right into Keogh. Keogh with the textbook tackle, beautiful. Alabama's squaring away, trying to get set up. Sir doesn't like something. Sir says in from the side or diving over. I'm not really sure which one he called. And Cats have the ball. Phillips look to put the boot to it. Cats will try to go for the line out here. Ball's up. Easily finds clearance. And Cats are about 26 meters out, so they'll have the whole lineup options. They can maul, they can take it off the top. They've got all the options in the book. Let's see what Blaine Donlin calls, and let's see what they square away. Holding the Hahn for the throw in. Looks like they're going middle jumper to Curry, over the top. Oh, boys, got to be better. Chaos ensues, and 8-man Gage Curry makes a tackle. Alabama knocks it on. So all of that, Kentucky gets the ball about 3 meters closer and a scrum down. So probably a better attacking platform position, but sure would like to have seen them execute it properly right out of the gates. UK backline continues to be a little bit mistimed here, so let's see, 20 minutes in, they've got enough reps that they can piece together a nice little play here. Phillips Stardust squared away. Gage Curry picks it up. Ooh! Puts his shoulder down, runs over the Alabama 12, then takes on the Alabama 10, takes it down. Quick play here should give us a score as we've got a huge overload. Keogh to Rosin to Hall. Hall's going to come in and center it. John Hall has a comment or two. Nice play by the Cats. Nice play by the Cats. Gage Curry really set that up with a dominant 8-man pick. Taking on 2 tacklers, really putting the Cats in a good position to play quick ball and taking around, and quick hands, Keogh to Rosin, Rosin to Hall, Hall around the corner for a nice score. And that's exactly what the Cats are capable of doing when they're playing quick and getting things squared away, is being dominant in the tackle, then playing quick ball, using the backs to be explosive around the edge. That's exactly what you want to see. All right, Phillips. He's just been slightly off on his first 2, but he's dead center in front of the posts. 20 meters out. See if he can get himself squared away back on track right here. Takes his breath, hits his second breath, gets his look, and he puts it over. So Cats up 17-5. So Cats up 17-5. Alabama looking to kick off. They kicked it twice to Keogh, once to Hahn. Both times the Cats have put together a pretty good little platform here. So let's see if they continue to go down that route, or perhaps Alabama says, let's have a change, and kicks it over here to the left, potentially to Lynn or Blardo. They do not. They go back to the well. It's a nice kick, though. Holding on, takes it in the air, very well done, and gets pushed out of bounds. That was a beautiful kick. I mean, it was, if Hahn didn't catch it, it was going to bounce in and then go out of bounds. Might have been the better play, but I've seen some times where a winger running down there snatches it out of the air and walks it into the try zone. So, tough spot for Hahn to be in. He makes the safe play, catches it, and then he doesn't really have any other choice but to get hit out of bounds. But that's sometimes what a beautiful kick does. It just puts the other team in the position of a no-win situation. So we got Alabama line out here. They continue to go to the big man. See if UK looks to defend it. Oh, they go front jumper. Change it up a little bit. Ball's out. It bounces. Cats defense a little slow to get up, in my opinion. A little slow to get up. Gave Alabama just a breath. But they didn't have ruck support. Turn it over, Cats ball. So UK defense, in my opinion, didn't press up as sharp as they could have. But Alabama's rucking was not on point, and Cats get the turnover. Dart's in a tough spot here, though. He's middle of the field. He's got to have to put the foot to it to get it out. And it's going to be close. He gets it out, just gets it out. So Cats got the line out, squared away. See what kind of platform they go. Do they go to the mall here? Or are they just going to send it out to the backs now that the backs seem to have gotten a little bit more continuity? See what they do. Looks like they're going 5-man. Here we go, folks. Here we go. Ball's coming in. Cats go front jumper. Out to Phillips. Phillips to the big man Blardo. Takes it up. They play it quick. They've got a chance here. Shelton, who has been saying, give me the ball as a freshman, gets his 5th, 6th carry early on in this game. Weeks plays it quick. Gives it a little chip and chase. Alabama catches it. Keogh with a nice tackle. Alabama has got the ball, and they're on the move. Don't have a ton of structure. As Harvey Goodwin makes his first tackle of the game. The 10 kind of comes up, flings it around. Ball is just loose all over the place. Surely there was a knock-on. I believe it was knock-on by Alabama. Cats have gotten it. Sir says, let's take it back here to the knock-on. So Alabama, when they do get it out, they definitely tend to spray it over the field. Looks like to be just a little indecision by them as to they want to take it up. They take it up, and then they sort of make that pass at the last second. And anybody who's tried to catch that last second pass in traffic knows that, man, that's a 50-50 ball. That's tough. You'd like to see Alabama be a little bit more decisive and either take it up straight away or catch pass and perhaps loop. But that indecision has definitely led to them spraying the ball around a little bit. So Cats got the platform. The scrum, Alabama's been giving them a handful. Alabama pushes them back. The Alabama scrum is no joke. There's some big bodies in there, some big boys. Alabama just straight pushes them over. And the Sir seems to be in decision about what he wants to call. Is he going to call re-scrum or is he going to call penalty? I've not seen a call yet, which leads me to believe it's probably going to be re-scrum. So Alabama players seem to be arguing with each other about what the call is here. So with a couple subs in here in the UK pack, they do not have their typical dominant force that we've seen from them in the previous 3 games. So we'll see if they can, once again, like the back line, build a little continuity and get themselves squared away. Now Alabama's just giving them a handful. Curry snatches that ball out of there, digs it out, gives it out to the backs. It's not smooth, but Rosen puts a chip kick over. Matt Verdes is on the chase. That's going to be a penalty. He definitely can't just push the player. And Sir's on it. Sir calls it. Does he go to the pocket? Nope, he is not going to pocket. Very risky play by Mr. Verdes. I don't know that was the decision he should have made. Alabama goes for the penalty kick, doesn't get it out. Kicks it deep. Verdes has the ball. He's on the move. Nice tackle by Alabama. Verdes offloads it off the deck to Phillips. Phillips out to Hahn. Man is on Hahn immediately. He gets it off. We got a deep kick. Keogh is having himself a game filling in at that 13 spot. He just might not let Luke have his position back. Hard to say here. He says, I'll wear the 13. I got no problems with it. Alabama's middle of the field looking to take a crash. Don't have a lot of support. Trying to send it deep. Holding Hahn with the tackle. Alabama very frantic. Just sort of passing and just sort of making plays as the game comes to them. They don't seem to have quite the game plan you'd like to see from them. Phillips with a nice tackle there. As the Kentucky defense slides. That's just total chaos. So you had a handful of things there. You had Alabama kind of spraying the ball around. Verdes and the winger sort of getting into it again from the previous play. The Cats definitely are off their game a little bit today. The scrum's off a little bit, the back line's off a little bit, but one of the things, Coach Anari loves to do is he loves to move the roster around, get guys minutes early in the season, test the bench, so that as the season goes on and wears on, we've got a lot of confident guys that have played a lot of minutes. And so if you come off the bench late in the season in the national championship or the SEC championship, you have the confidence to go in and make your plays. So while it might be a little wonky early in the season, the payoff at the end is always the goal. Weeks trying to play it quick. Dardis right up the middle. He's got a big gap. He puts a fake on it and runs it right up the middle. Beautiful play by Weeks Dardis. Weeks grabs it, taxis just enough, puts it to Dardis. Dardis puts a big fake pass on. Guy bites, and he just walks it right into the try zone. So beautiful play by Weeks Dardis. Phillips right in front of the posts. Cats up 22-5, about 30 minutes in. So Alabama's definitely had some opportunities to attack. They just seem to be a little bit indecisive, as I mentioned before, as to whether they want to catch an attack or catch pass. So they sort of do the worst of all options, which we've all found ourselves doing sometimes as we're trying to make decisions and learn the game, which is catch, run too far into the hole, and then make the pass, which comes a little late and puts the guy you're passing it to in a tough spot as well. And so we're seeing a little bit of that as they try to navigate their playing pattern a little bit. But the Cats, the Cats have not been on their best A game today either as well. So a little sloppy on both sides. But Cats go up, I believe, 27-5. I'm not near the scoreboard, so whatever it says on the screen is the correct answer. But Alabama once again looked to kick deep. I'm guessing to Han or Keogh. If I'm Alabama, I might try to change it up. Kicking it to Han and Keogh has not been that effective of a strategy so far for Alabama. Well, I guess I should lie. They had the one beautiful kick. They got Han out of bounds. So if you can kick it like that all day, do that all day. But kicking to those two sometimes can be a bit of a challenge. So here we go. Puts it up high. Oh! Alabama snatches it. So I, as the announcer, will eat my words and say that I am, in fact, wrong. Once again, Alabama just kind of spraying it around out there. Little back shoulder ball pops up. Fortunate it lands in somebody else's hands, but another back shoulder ball as they try to look to spread it across the field, but Kentucky's defense is on top of it. They look to play it up. Kentucky defense is pressing up. Gage Curry, Holden Hahn, that combo is just deadly, and they're all over that man. 10 gets it, looks to spray it out. Knock on. Knock, knock, double knock. So Alabama's playing it off the 10. So if you watch, say the Kentucky offense, you see a lot of pod, crash to set up the platform. Alabama is a little bit different. They play it off the 10. The 10 gets the ball, and then he looks to make a play, whether he's going to crash it inside, outside, or send it out to the back. So definitely a little bit different styles as to the two programs and how they want to attack. But the Cats have a scrum. And again, as I said, the Cats scrum has been a little off today. So we'll see if they can't get themselves squared away here. Alabama continues to cause them problems. Just continues to cause them problems. As they sort of turned them a little bit. On the last one, Gage Curry did a really good job digging that ball out and getting to play early, and that just might be the case for the moment, is Curry's got to dig in there, snatch that ball, and then make a play and go from there, as opposed to waiting for what the Cats have been so accustomed to, which is just a really great, clean platform that they're able to square it away off of. So we go back here again, get that ball in. Curry's got to get it out and make a play as quick as possible. Weeks puts it in. Weeks gets it out. Phillips bobbles it out to Dardis. Dardis goes big, out to Hall, forward pass. It's coming off that scrum down. The Cats are so accustomed to having a dominant scrum where they have a great platform. Phillips is able to get the ball without any pressure. But the scrum's been a little bit wonky, so Weeks is sending that ball out. You see that one looked like it might have been a little bit of a back shoulder ball, which gets the timing off. Phillips throws off the Dardis. Dardis throws it off, and we get that forward pass. So sometimes you take for granted the scrum is the scrum, but without a dominant scrum, you can't get the starting platform that you hope for, and that makes all the difference in the world sometimes. So here we go. Once again, we've got split backs. Last time we had split backs, Alabama really caused Kentucky problems as that 9 swooped around, snatched that ball up, and darted about 70 meters down to the 1 meter line, eventually giving Alabama their first score. So we'll see if Kentucky can have some better discipline from that 7, 8, 9 combo on this scrum center to make sure that the 9 and the Alabama 8 stay disciplined and can't set themselves up to make a big play. So here we go. Alabama puts the ball in. 9 works himself around. The scrum is just a mess. Everybody's standing up. Sir blows it up. Most likely going to call himself a re-scrum here. He's having some words with the front row, trying to figure out exactly why we're not getting ourselves squared away. Is the bind wrong? Somebody boring in? Like, what exactly is the issue that is forcing them to stand up more than any other question? Oh, here he calls it in. We're going to go down here and see if we can't get ourselves a clean scrum. Here we go. Ball's in. Looks basically like uncontested almost. And ball is buried in there. Alabama 8-man picks it up. Brendan Lynn. Oh, Brendan Lynn tries to go for the high tackle, gets pushed off by the Alabama 8-man. He'll be seeing that in film review. Is that Holden Hahn with a nice tackle as Alabama tries to crash it up, but he gets loose. He gets loose. Hard to get him down. Finally got him down. Alabama's got a great platform here to attack if they'll play it quick. Played it a little bit slow. Phillips comes up, makes a play. Cats seem to be a little disheveled right now, but Alabama once again bounces that ball in a knock-on. It was a knock-on by somebody. I'm not sure who the ref called. So once again, Alabama's had a chance to have a great platform a handful of times, but the catch pass has not been as crisp as it needs to be, and that's led to, some chaos. Now, Kentucky also has had some problems with their catch pass, but fortunately they've been a little bit more dynamic and have been able to make some plays. Sure, there's about 6 people right now that are not excited about the scrum down. As we go in here, hopefully Kentucky can get it in, get it out real quick. I don't know. See, Kentucky's got to dig that ball out. I can't see from my vantage point why Curry's not digging that ball out. So it's hard to say what the issue is, but the ball was in there long enough that ball's got to get kicked back and Curry's got to get his hands on it. Either way, Alabama picks up the penalty. They kick for touch. They've got a line out in a nice scoring position here. And this should be a chance to put the Cats under a little bit of pressure. It's hot out. The sun has come out from the clouds. And the temperature has increased about 10 or 12 degrees here in the last minute or two. And you can feel it. It's cooking on the field right now. Question will be, will Alabama potentially try to maul here? It doesn't look like it. They've got the 4-man. It'd be unlikely that they're going to maul with the 4-man. They go to the front jumper, overthrow. Big Harvey Goodwin, the freshman, snatches it. And the Cats have got the ball, and they're looking to exit. Phillips getting himself in position. He's got a monster boot. Let's see what kind of damage he can do. He throws it back across the field to the middle of the field. That is a risky play. Cats are on it. bet Phillips probably wishes he had that kickback. It just was not exactly, I think, what he wanted. Cats are scrambling around here a little bit. They've got to make some plays. So far, they've held the line. And they have turned over Alabama, but then the Cats turned it over themselves. So we probably got a knock somewhere in here. Looks like Kentucky. Kentucky with a knock on. So that was a very chaotic series of plays. Phillips doesn't get the kick that he wants. Alabama bobbles the ball around, turns it over. Kentucky turns it over themselves. Just total chaos. So we go back to the scrum, which has been, not a great spot for Kentucky to be in so far today. And it collapses almost immediately, and Sir blows it up. Penalty on the Cats. Alabama's ball. So Alabama will shoot for the kick higher, and they will have a line out. I can't exactly tell, but probably inside the 10-meter line would be my guess from where I'm standing. The last 2 times they've faked to the middle jumper, the big boy, the 8-man, and they've went to the front jumper, but the throws have been a little bit inconsistent. So we'll see, but they might try to maul. If I'm Kentucky here, I would be expecting a maul, but once again, they've only got 4 men in there. So unlikely to maul on a 4-man. Nope, they do. They're going to maul it. And it's broken off. Looks like he ran into Hahn, and that is not the one guy you want to run into because he picked him up and stuck him back on the ground. So Cats, once again, kind of on a goal line defense situation here. And this goes one of 2 ways. Most commonly, Alabama, the offensive team, knocks it on, turns it over, but they get it out to the backs. They have a go. Joe Keogh gets him down, came in awfully high, but managed to get the job done. Alabama's scrambling. Verdes tries to go to the tackle, slides off. Could have been a high tackle call. Sir, in fact, does make the high tackle call. Alabama goes quick, shoots it out to the big man. He runs over somebody there, might have been B. Lynn. Holden Hahn says, "You're not going to run over me, though," as he makes a textbook dump tackle right into the pile. Alabama gets it up, plays it quick, though, but shoots the ball around, turns it over. UK dives on it, and they're going to slow it down, try to get Phillips in position for the kick. In fact, it was John Hall, kicks it out of bounds. That is halftime. So Cats are up at the half. Can you hear me? We're back? All right. So we've got audio back up and running. Look at that, folks. Is it still, hey, is it 24-5? What's the score? 31-5 Cats. We've got the audio back up. Alabama's got a line out. Beelin's out there in pressure and forces the knock on. Beelin has been a terror today. He's fallen off some tackles because he's not the biggest guy on the planet, but energy level of the Energizer Bunny just goes. And his counterpart, the freshman out of Pendleton, Eli, is very similar. Oh, beautiful box kick by Weeks. Beautiful box kick by Weeks. Dalton Stevens down there. Oh, that's a brilliant decision by the Alabama winger. If the Alabama winger does not kick that ball out of bounds on the chase, that is a certain try. So just 10 out of 10 execution by the Alabama winger. Love it. Love to see good decisions like that. So Cats will have a line out on the about 7-meter line. They're chatting up right now about what they want to do, what decision they want to make. Do they want to maul it? They've got pretty much all the subs in here, so it'll be a matter of, does everybody execute on the proper decision? Does everybody know the play? Does everybody know their role? That's sometimes what you see here in the last 10, 12 minutes of a game. You got a lot of subs in, got some freshmen in here. See if they can execute. The jump is good, the catch is good, the maul, the senior Charlie Bear and the senior Parker Cable take it. And Piggy goes for the score, but he's about 2 meters short. He's going to get some grief about that on the film. The freshman Shelton takes it over the line. So we saw the senior leadership of Charlie Bear, Parker Cable come in, do really well in the decision making. Parker Cable will, in fact, get some grief about diving over the non-existent try line and thinking he scored. But in the end, Cats execute reasonably well from a line-out position and get themselves a score. So here's a treat. The junior, Joe Keogh, is going to take the kick. No telling. I've never seen Joe kick. Joe could be a phenomenal kicker, or he could be the worst kicker in the history of rugby. I have no idea. We're about to see. He's got the ball lined up properly. Takes his steps, takes his stances, approaches, strokes it, and it's a nice little kick, and it hits the posts. I will tip my hat to Joe Keogh for seeing him never kick in his entire life. That was a pretty good kick. Didn't quite get the score, but the kick itself, the form, the technique, pretty good. Pretty impressive for the young man. So Cats have a pretty dominant lead, but I would assume that Coach Anari is going to be less than impressed with the performance today. The scrumming was not good. Dardis and Jack Phillips couldn't quite seem to get their depth worked out. It was just been a scrappy game. Not the kind of game we hoped for. Inbounds, Alabama retains possession. Very incredible. But once again, once the 10 gets the ball, there just seems to be a lot of indecision. Backline's pressing. Joe Keogh's up. That's a nice tackle by Joe Keogh. And another tackle by, is that Jaden Bailey? He's in. He's got the ball. He's trying to get loose, make a play. Nice groundwork. Nice groundwork by the sophomore. Weeks tries to slow it down. Big Charlie Bear takes it up. Cats have a nice platform here. One of the nicer platforms we've seen. Weeks with a nice little box kick. And that's a nice little play. So we'll have a goal line drop. Cats will get the ball back here. Weeks has slowly been perfecting that box kick. He does it pretty well. Sometimes he just gets a little too much gas on it. But you practice it enough, you hit it enough, one of them's going to land right in the hands of a Joe Keogh. Matt Verdes at some point this season, you'll see it. So we've got a goal line drop. The Cats have to be back 5 meters. Alabama needs to chase hard, and the Kentucky needs to head down and go. Right to Keogh, he's gonna flick it off. Kind of throws it to nobody, but John Hall gathers it. The freshman Eli gets it. Spins around, loads it off the deck. Shelton, who probably didn't anticipate playing 80 today, is going 80 today, and he's done some work as a freshman. He's got some groundwork to work on and some techniques to work on, but he's been no doubt lack of effort. The other freshman, Harvey Goodwin's in there doing the work. Cat's got an overload here if they can move it quick. Hall wanted to move it quick, and he was in a position for a quick catch pass, but he took his eye off the ball just at the very last second. And the two dog flankers just chase him out of bounds. You're going to go back and watch this film, and you're going to see that Brendan Lynn did a ton of work today. But he gets no chance to rest because Eli is just right on him. Tackle for tackle, play for play, run for run. They're like two little Jack Russell Terriers out here just tormenting people. Which is quite the combo difference from the two big men, Holden Hall and Gage Curry, who in the contact will hit you and send you flying. So Alabama gets a breakaway, gets tracked down by Keogh, and then a brilliant poach by one of the Cats to turn the ball over. So if Phillips was in, this would be a nice spot to try to run the clock out and try to go for a 50-meter kick here, but with Keogh kicking and Phillips on the bench, I would imagine they are going to try to get it out of bounds and milk the clock for a lineup. That's a tough kick, dead center field. Without your two kickers, without Phillips or Dardis in, means, I don't know, Weeks is going to take the kick, I would assume. It looks like the little Jack Russell Terrier over here, Brendan Lynn, is stepping line as he has, looks like he's a little dehydrated over here. I told you it's hot out here, and he has done a ton of work. Weeks with the kick. It's not going to find touch, but it might get a generous bounce here. Alabama guy catches it. Dom Rosin with the tackle. Cat's going to get a penalty. Cat's going to get a penalty. Yep, knock on. So that's one of those areas where the Cats should have just made the tackle, played defense, and turned him over. But they got a little scrappy, tried to poach the ball, tried to dive over the ruck. They get a knock on, and they sort of bail Alabama out. It's one of the things we worked on this week, and just in the moment you get kind of starry-eyed and you don't execute as well as we would have liked. But it's a great teaching point, great learning point, and something we'll point out on film this week. So we got scrum down, Alabama ball. The ball is right on the 22. I don't know if it's in or out. I mean, it's depends how he puts the ball in, I guess. See what the sir says. Cat stole it. Cat steal the ball. Cat steal the ball. Weeks out to Hall. Hall out to Van Rensburg. Jaden Bailey gets it. He's got a nice little step. Joe Keogh easily walk in. So Cats steal the scrum down. Scramble it out wide. Down the back line. Position. We saw a little bit of that last year, and hopefully we're going to start to see a lot more of it, particularly next year as he becomes, I believe, a junior, and some of the backline graduates. So he's going to have a big role to fill. Sounds like we've got about 3.5 minutes left in this game. The bomb squad is warming up over here. They got the Grays. Alec Cole, 2 years. Fitness sort of the bomb squad around and get him some reps and get him some fitness as well. As we come back over here to the kick, we got my man Joe Keogh, who had a brilliant kick on the last one, just smoked the upright. He's got the chance for the double here. I myself would have 0% chance of getting this kick, but let's see if Keogh can light it up, get the double. It's a brilliant kick, and he hits it, I mean, who knew? Who knew that big brother Joe Keogh could come in, take little brother's spot, score tries, and hit the kicks? Unbelievable, unbelievable. I'm sure I'll be hearing about that on the bus ride home as he informs me just how amazing he is as a rugby player. Cannot wait. So we got, I don't know, 2 minutes, give or take. Cats are up. Neither team, I would say, has played the kind of game that they would have hoped for. But in the end, a lot of times it's survive and advance. Oh, another great play by the Alabama. And he went up there, snatched that ball in midair in between two cats. Surely the Kentucky guy is offsides, and he is. Sir nails him. It's a good call by the Sir. Shelton, the freshman, surely didn't plan to go 80. He has. And he's put in some work. He's been involved in a lot of plays. I'm sure he's going to be a little sore tomorrow. He's going to be like, Coach, I'm tired. But if you're going to start as a freshman, get your first start, might as well go 80 and show Coach everything you've got. That's how you get more minutes. Show him you've got heart. Show him you can grind it out. So we're down here in the closing moments. I'm sure Kentucky would love to keep Alabama from getting another score here. So we've got the line out squared away. Cats are trying to come up with a strategy. Looks like they're going to not contest it. They're just going to let them bring it down and try to play defense. It's not even remotely straight. Harvey Goodwin steals the ball. Cats have it. They should be able to run a handful of phases here and potentially kick it out of bounds. Let's see what they do. And looks like Alabama was lying on the ball. Penalty. Cats will milk the clock as long as they can and look to exit here with a penalty as the sophomore scrum half Andrew Weeks takes the kick. And he gets it out. Pretty decent kick. Pretty decent kick. And the sun has come out. Whew. It was 92 earlier. It might be 100 right now. It is hot. It is smoking hot all of a sudden. So we're down here to the final minutes. The senior Charlie Bear's calling the line out. Most likely going to front jumper. Cats tap it down. Weeks is under pressure. Weeks very smartly kicks it out. Cats walk out of here with a W despite not being the kind of game they wanted, but survive and advance is the answer.